Welcome to United Voice of Women once again. This is Vani with you on UVW, bringing you another brand new episode of United Voice of Women from the studios of Mana TV, New Jersey, USA. Wow, I think I'm really enjoying coming back with this episode of United Voice of Women, because as you all know that United Voice of Women is an ode to the woman. United Voice of Women is a celebration of women. United Voice of Women is empowerment of women. And of course, United Voice of Women is inspiration by and for women. Wow. I think I'll have to say a big thank you to each one of you out there, because it's because of you that we have started catching momentum. United Voice of Women has started catching momentum, and also we are gaining power. That is women power, girl power. Yes. Okay. So you know what? We all know that knowledge is power, and life is an amazing teacher. So what could be better than what we are doing here? We are trying to gain inspiration and motivation and perspectives from women like you and me around us and among us. And I am enjoying it so much that every episode I have a different guest, and these guests have so much to share and so much to inspire, so much to motivate. And of course, once again today, I'm here with you with exactly that kind of woman. Okay. Now, how do I introduce these women that I have with me today? They are, both of them, they are super smart, super savvy, super suave, and super stunning. All right. And I take the pleasure now of introducing you all to our first guest. We have with us Pooja Krishna. Well, welcome to our show, Pooja.
Hi, Vani. Thank you for inviting me.
Pleasure is all mine. Well, ladies and gentlemen, everybody out there listening to us, seeing us, I want you to know that Pooja Krishna comes with a fantastic resume. Actually, both these women do. That's what I was talking about. She's a mom. She's an entrepreneur. She's a blogger. She's a travel and trivia buff. She is a yoga and hoop enthusiast, besides being the co-founder of Maroon Oak, founder of Win Things, and also she's from XLRI Jamshedpur. Interesting? We are just beginning. Pleasure having you here.
Thank
okay,
you.
Pooja.
Pleasure's
Now
mine.
let's talk to our second guest today. And I cannot tell you what a pleasure it is introducing you all to Aditi Tandon.
Hello.
Well, she comes with a brilliant profile herself. A pleasure having you here with us, Aditi.
The same here.
Thank you. Thank you
happy to be
so
here.
much for being here. Okay, well, everybody out there, I would like you to know, what is this woman all about? She's again a mom, an entrepreneur, a designer, a book lover, loves singing and dancing. We definitely want to see something about that too. And all this besides being a co-founder of Maroon Oak and founder of Two Dots. And she studied and worked at the National Institute of Fashion Technology. Wow. I have some really brilliant profiles here sitting with me, and I just can't wait to know all about what you've done, where you started, what did it lead you to, and how about we start off with your entrepreneurial venture, you know, the very first one. And Pooja, how would you take a go at that?
Well, entrepreneurial ventures are many. I have basically worked in the business arena all my life. So I worked with companies, and now I'm running my own couple of companies. So that's a fun part of doing work. But I realized one thing, that every job you do, every company you work with, work for, or create, you learn something and you take it to a new level. The big part is having to impact people in different ways. I mean, whether you're helping somebody create a brand, you're a part of a bank which is spreading a great message, you're a woman's company which is impacting the lives of numerous women, it's a big high, and you're sharing something with people and you're learning it, and I love that.
So how was your first venture born?
Okay.
And when?
Okay, that's great. I'm an MBA. I worked with banks and financial services companies, and I moved to the US, Canada and the US with my husband. And it was a story which a lot of Indian women in the US can understand. I was a relocation spouse, and I wanted to do something. So I decided I was going to do two things. I couldn't get a job that easily, or nothing that would pay me or respect my skills. I thought I had many. So I started day trading because my background is in financial services. So I founded a company of my own, and I started trading on the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ.
Wow.
I made a company, I grew the portfolio, it worked out well. It was a decent success. So I did that. As I started doing it and it worked, I realized that trading and selling stocks is very technical. So it's always nice to learn new things and share them. So I started teaching people online. But on the side, I also started...
So what were you teaching?
I was teaching online classes. This was early 2000s, and the formats like WebEx, etc. were just coming on. You could Skype with people, you could do a WebEx, and you could teach them classes on, hey, this tool works very well, and you can sell like this, and you can predict the markets, and this stock will do well, and and if it did, then people knew you were right, and I was learning from them too.
Awesome. So it was all directed towards the financial industry, though,
it was
at that point of time, right?
That is right, yes. And then I also, my parallel passion was writing, and I dabbled in short story writing and novels. I did publish a few, so that was a good part of it.
You're definitely going to tell us a little more about that. When did you start that, and any books that you can name?
Yes, this is about almost 15 years ago now. I wrote for a series of books called The Chicken Soup for the Soul.
Yes.
And back then they were very popular. In fact, made it to the New York Times bestseller list. So
wow.
I did a couple of short stories for them, and they're still available on Amazon, though.
They are?
Yes,
amazing.
Absolutely.
And what are they called? The chicken
soup for the soul. So
chicken soup for the soul.
These are feel-good stories.
Already feeling warm.
They are pretty heartwarming. They're real-life stories about people's experiences. So I did two of them for the volunteer soul, based on my experiences as a volunteer in different parts of my work and personal life.
Wow, so that's how that started. Your entrepreneurial venture started with, getting into stock market.
Absolutely.
And doing it on your own from home.
That is right.
How amazing is that?
That was early days of working for yourself and working from home. It is much bigger, much better now. I'm so glad, but it's an exciting thing to do.
Wonderful.
You need to be good with numbers, and you need
I have to
discipline.
ask you a lot more things, but you know what? We can't wait to hear from Aditi about how did your venture start to get entrepreneurial.
Well, I think being an entrepreneur, or even that feeling, is a seed. Once it's planted, you can't get rid of it.
I totally understand.
So I was, I think, 21. I was fresh out of college. I had just finished NIFT, and after a year of working at a great company, I was told by my boss that because you did so good compared to the regular 3% raise that everybody else gets, you will get like 10%. And I sat there looking at him thinking, okay, that's it.
What were you actually doing?
I was working as a designer and a merchandiser.
Wow.
So
and what does that mean? Because we don't really know what happens.
Well, in those days, this is my job in India. In those days, the Indian market was controlled by buying houses. And most orders came into buying houses, and then they were distributed to export houses, which basically took on the order, and it could be 80,000 t-shirts for Walmart or Macy's. So your job was to do the sampling, your job was to do the entire, get the order, basically. That was the bottom line.
Interesting.
So anyways, after the interaction with my boss, I kind of quit. And my best friend was kind of going through a similar patch, so we started our own design consultancy where we used to sing our way to work every day and have fun while working, because we both were together. As women, you never stop chatting. So we chatted and we delivered, and times were good and things were really great. a couple of years later, we started manufacturing. We did, it was called I Design for Baby, where we did design furnishings, home furnishings for baby.
Wow.
And in the middle of that, I kind of had my wedding and a baby.
Uh-huh.
And we moved here. So I had to give up that life and start all over again as a mother. And if I had to do it all over again, I would, because those were some good years.
Wow.
But I would change a few things about myself. One of them is I would not stop learning. Especially in today's times, those opportunities are there.
Yes.
So,
wow, that's amazing. So what did you do after coming here?
yes. So when I came here for a few years, I was, a full-time mom. But I always wanted to do work. It was just with a husband who's a sales guy and he's always out. It's difficult to manage, and it's a choice you make. I made the choice of being at home with my kids. So one of the things that struck me was, as they grew older, I did all these events. Diwali, not Diwali, let's start. Christmas, I did Easter, I got the crafts home, I celebrated it at school. But what was always missing was there wasn't anything wonderful about Diwali besides eating and dressing up. What were the crafts that my kids could do? What was the fun things that I would cook that they would enjoy? They enjoyed cookies and cakes. That's the part and parcel of being in America,
Yes.
You can get them sandesh, but they want cookies and cakes. Yes. So that led me to starting my company here, which is called Two Dots. And I started with selling on an Etsy store, just dabbling, thinking what to do. So I made crafts for kids to work at Diwali, and I sold them. I also, at that time, patented a small thing. It's a Diwali Diya cookie cutter, which I sell a lot of. In fact, I have a gift here for you.
Wow, that is so awesome. Thank you. Okay.
I have sold.
I like everybody to see this.
Yes.
Right? So it says Festival Diva Cookie Cutter.
Yes.
Not Diva, Diya.
Diya.
Absolutely. What am I doing? Okay. With the divas here, I actually read it as a diva.
A Diya is called a diva in some languages. So
You're good, yes.
Acha, which language is it? Maharashtrian?
I know that when you diva is also an option.
Diva. Now that you say it. So this is what you started.
Yes. So it's an interesting story because my kids tell me, it's a very simple gadget, Mom. The only thing is nobody thought of it. That's it.
You're so right.
That's all. That's all there is about patenting or getting something special out there. You think of it, you safeguard it. So I sell them all over.
That's amazing.
And people use it to make cookies, crafts. It's fun.
Awesome.
With the creative brain, the sky's the limit.
Exactly. Now, for both these divas with a creative mind. Okay, so let's try and understand, how did you both together think about starting something? That's Maroon Oak?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Right? How was it born? How did it happen?
Well, we are friends of long standing, over a decade now. How it was born was that our husbands actually worked together for a while, and as is the way, it is the wives or the spouses who end up being fast friends and meeting, and almost family in our case, knock on wood. So,
Yes.
So we've been great friends for a while, but we both did different things. We both, she was with Two Dots. I was running my own trading company, Trading Paces, I called it, and we were doing things. And then there comes the serendipity, the right place, right time, or the sweet moment. And we got talking and we said, technology, the app world, so much going on, and I have so many ideas. And she said, so do I. And we got down for a cup of coffee and started chatting, and a whole lot of ideas. We talked about it, and that's what we like to do. Both of us read a lot. We love to learn. I mean, everybody does, but that's in the areas of work, business, the future, technology. So we started talking, and we realized that we love technology, we love things, but we also are women. We are also moms, and like a lot of women, we wear a lot of hats. Whether you're a professional, entrepreneur, you're a volunteer, you're a mother, you're also the chief shopper, gift buyer, driver, everything, chef, house cleaner. So you do that. How do we do something which recognizes and reconciles all these versions of what a woman does? And then, here is our creative brain here, and she came up with a lot of ideas, and we brainstormed and took it from there. And
I would say, if I had to put how did we get together? it's amazing. You know somebody for 10 years, but the minute you open a career door together, just the conversation,
it's different.
It's the amount that pours out that you never knew about a person.
Yes.
Is just mind-boggling. So that's a facet I feel like, I did not discover, and it's still, the Pandora's box is still opening. So, but it's fun. And when you work with somebody who you have been so comfortable with, you also actually learn on a daily basis. Like,
absolutely.
Simple things like she said yesterday that most people don't know that an iPhone offers you tips. I'm like, it does? And she goes, you didn't know? I'm like, no. So, even like everyday small interactions, we learn so much.
So much. I totally agree with you. I think that is what is my inspiration on UVW, right? There's so much to learn every single day from every single person that we meet is what I so strongly believe.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
I mean, there's no limit to what you can learn. Every little thing, it makes a difference. So now you girls tell me, what exactly is maroon oak? Okay, what does it represent?
You made a great point about learning, and I want to add one more thing, which is that while we're all learning in our areas of work, the big change is technology. And yes, technology has been there. It's been evolving for 50 years. The internet's been around. But the rate of change of how technology is impacting our work and our jobs is crazy right now.
Totally.
It's the jobs that we have today will not exist a few years from now. And the jobs that will exist 10 years from now don't exist today.
Correct.
So no matter how good we are at what we do right now, if we don't have that eye and ear open towards the future, we will find ourselves struggling a little bit.
We all have to continue to evolve.
Yes.
We don't have a choice.
We don't have a choice. And particularly from the technology and the digital aspect of it. So from there was born our idea of Maroon Oak, which was a platform to connect every woman who either has a professional identity or professional aspirations. So whether you're an entrepreneur, you're in a job looking for one, you're a mom volunteer, you're looking for a job, you're a writer, you have a hobby or a passion which you would like to take to a next level. Any woman who works with other women can and should be a part of our platform. And the reason is you can connect with each other, you need customers if you're in a particular profession, if you're in a job, you want to hire somebody, you want to get hired. If you're a mom looking for tips, I want to get back into the workplace. So, where can I find information? How do I make my resume? What works, what doesn't work? What's the interview etiquette? So information, advice, tips, anything, a platform where women can connect with each other online, digitally. So you don't have to connect with a friend who lives next door or in the same town. It can be any woman across the world from you. Connect with each other, find information, find resources, and share your vision with them.
So how do they find you online?
Well, I would like to add something to that.
Sure.
One of the big drivers for me personally was that when I sat at home, I thought I was very talented, but nobody knew about it. I was known as somebody's wife and I was known as somebody's mother, but I had talent, and I realized I also don't know the talent of other women around me. It's just not discussed. Yes.
Identity.
So our whole premise was that if there is a talent at home, you put it out there. Put yourself out there. In today's world, times have changed, If you haven't noticed, social media has crept up on everybody, and instead of competition, we are heading towards collaboration. There are enough stories out there about women beating each other up, always being jealous of each other. But there is a new wave. It's collaboration. The amount that is happening online. It doesn't have to be face to face. The amount of times you say, somebody online says, "Hey, I don't know what to do about this." You don't even know the person. I mean, on a Facebook group, and you just say, "Oh, I can help you." That is collaboration.
Wow.
So this can all happen from the comfort of your home. Though our platform makes it hyper local, so you can discover talent locally or outside, whatever you wish to do. So you can connect, collaborate, hire, get hired, or just take the resources and not do much, anything more. So it's totally in your hand.
I'd love to give some examples.
Sure.
So some of our members, and we have an aromatherapist who is very talented, and she connected with an organic florist to source her flowers for her aromatherapy work, for her lotions. Another art teacher, music teacher, who was looking, who couldn't keep up with her client base, but she didn't want to give the business to a local woman because it would cut it out. So she hired an online teacher from Arkansas on our platform. So it's online lessons. Nobody cuts into anyone's business, but you still find people. There are others we have a PR person who's looking for a blogger. She doesn't want to pay, but they have worked out a collaborative barter arrangement. Wow. I do PR work for you, you write for me. So sometimes as starting entrepreneurs or professionals, there is a limitation on how much we can do ourselves and how much we can pay for it.
Correct.
So, but we can always barter services or say, I help you, you help me, and let's together make it something bigger. That's the vision we started out with. That's what we are sharing with our members and women professionals.
You know, I want to just go, a step back about what you said. Collaboration.
Yes.
You know, the way you put it, it is just a perspective, an amazing one. And it's in the face.
It is.
We are all out there, okay, on Facebook, on WhatsApp. We are all over the place and we are connecting with people.
We are collaborating right now.
Exactly.
Totally.
And we didn't really think about it that way. And how enterprising is just that thought.
Well, actually, if that thought is planted, now you look around you and you'll see you are collaborating in a lot of ways. The minute you ask somebody online for, hey, maybe fashion tips, I don't know. But if they offer it, it's a collaboration. And just like she said, this is happening across the world in so many different places. We just want to unify that one place,
That's right. Just provide a platform so people can connect and just... But connection is not just easy, because if I meet you and I want to know more about you, nobody actually does business with anyone just like that. Everyone wants to Google you, find you on Facebook, find you on the web. So we also wanted to create a place where you can actually find the information about a person. This is what I do, this is my background, this is what I'm good at, including things like soft skills. These are my portfolio, these are my websites, and you may be on another website which says share all you do, but I still can't find you. For example, what's your Facebook ID or what's your website? We want a platform where all your information can be shared, and you can share it the way you want it and show the best side of yourself.
So to elaborate on what she just said, what she is talking about is the profile you create on Maroon Oak as a career, as somebody aspiring for a career or has a career. It gives you the option to list your social handles, which is all your social presence, including your website. There is an option to post images if that's what your core-centric business is. The idea is everything about you that is all over the net is on this profile. Now somebody can do their homework from this one place, because you may build a website but nobody visits it because there are, I don't know, maybe more than 1 billion websites right now. There are.
Totally.
So how does somebody find you? So this is a place where all career women are there, so they know you're there. Now if they come to your page, they can find everything about you because you listed it there. That's it.
This is so fantastic. I mean, it's another LinkedIn, sort of a...
Completely.
Right? LinkedIn, exactly, right?
We are called, yes.
But you are just getting all... you're just turning it into a platform only for women from all walks of life.
Yes.
They do not have to be in a particular industry, right? A particular community, or it's just open to every single woman out there. So how long have you been, out there online?
The company is young. We are under 2 years old right now. The platform is growing. We already have a member base, and we have an active number of visitors who read our blogs, our articles, which are open to anyone to read and comment on them. So the base is good. We are growing, and we look forward to growing.
So how do you get yourself a membership? How do we go? So I just go on Google and say Maroon Oak, and I'll be on your site?
Yes, and that's actually the best part because it's free.
Good.
It's a LinkedIn for women.
It helps, yes.
Kind of sign up and create. The thing is, when it's free, people do sign up. But when you want to take advantage of a platform, you also create your profile, because until you do that, nobody really knows about you. You're still nobody known, right?
Correct.
So a good thing is, a good step is, You sign up for free, but take the effort to spend those 5 minutes and finish your basic profile so that anybody who comes looking, so case in point, okay, you could be, a techie who's very good, but right now at home trying to look for a job. And there is an entrepreneur out there who knows her stuff, but this is not her core point and she needs somebody. So there, sitting at home, you can make a connection. But in another way, you could be a, mom baking fantabulous things, but nobody in your neighborhood knows unless they're your friends.
That's right.
So put it out there. You might not want tons of business. You only want to work on weekends. That option is there. Just list it. I only work weekends. So it's all on your terms. Our job is to give you a platform. What you do with it is your terms.
That is fantastic. I thought I wrote a little pointer here, but I can't find it. Oh, yes, I do. I read something like a new way to connect dots.
Yes. That is right.
That's a very beautiful way of putting it, right? So you are actually helping an individual to connect dots about what they want to do, how they can do, with whom they can do.
Which we provide on our blog. So we consistently try to write articles which kind of give you some direction. One of our attempts is mostly to have a lot of details in the article so that you can link out to other sources. We don't have all the answers, but we can give you links to other sources. So we also have a useful links page where, if you want to study, if you want to do, specific things, you can look there and you'll be directed outside. For whatever we can't offer, we give you the leads to go elsewhere.
The connect the dots is also in some ways a double meaning thing. That one is that we are all connecting the dots of our career destiny. I'm here, this is where I want to be, or maybe revisit my career. The other thing is the connects the dot visual actually shows a woman connecting with circular pictures of other women, and which is the other part of what we do, that you can connect with a whole universe of women out there. If you don't want to buy and sell, you want to exchange ideas, do that. If not, just make professional friends. That's all right too. It's just great. Go out, talk to another woman who understands your professional needs and your professional aspirations and can appreciate you for those.
What is it about dots with you girls? You got 2 dots and you got connecting the dots.
Okay, that was 2 dots is actually, it's DOTTS. And I named it after my 2 daughters. I have 2 daughters. So that was my inspiration.
Oh, dots is daughters?
Yes.
Well,
that's so cute.
It's not exactly dots. It's for my 2 daughters.
That is cute. Yes. Beautiful. But there's so much more to what you guys do. You were talking to me about some workshops in Maroon Oak, right? So what are these workshops? How does one become a part of it? Only by being a member of Maroon Oak? Give me the whole spill on what is this workshop mean?
Okay.
Maroon Oak workshop. Yeah.
Well, right now workshops are on the ground and mostly centered in New Jersey, because that's where we both are. Though we do plan to expand and, collaborate with other people so that they can be hosted. And all workshops are free. The whole idea is that there's a lot of different aspects of your career that need to be covered. So you might be great at what you do, but are you social media friendly? And it just doesn't have to do with entrepreneurs. Even as a career professional, you need to make sure that your LinkedIn profile is updated. You need to make sure that whatever persona is out there about you is showing you in a good light, which comes because now everybody Googles you before they meet you. So these are also, the workshops we hold are in a lot of different ways, and I will ask Pooja to elaborate on them.
Yeah, well, the workshops are all basically learning and interactive platforms for people to learn more related to their professional lives. Social media is one, brand building is another. How do you take your business to the next level? A very important component is good design and creativity in your business, design thinking, right from the smallest thing, from how your business card looks to how your website looks and feels to your audience. And we have an award-winning design pro here, so she teaches those. But beyond teaching workshops from our area of expertise, what we are doing now is 2 things. One, we are going to do video workshops and webinars where we would love to invite women who are subject matter experts to come and share your insights. In keeping with our vision, all these workshops and webinars need to be free, because we just wanted the message to go across, though it's great visibility for anyone who does it. So one, we would love to welcome any women who are subject matter experts who would love to share their insights through video or webinars. That is one, and take it forward. And be a part of our member fold and reach a whole lot more women. And again, like I said, it's all free. There are a lot of platforms which charge money, and that's great too. We just feel that if a woman has to grab her dream, she has to be able to do it in her home, at her pace, and within her comfort zone.
The most beautiful part is that this whole thing came up only because you women were in a similar spot.
That's
Yes,
right.
Totally. Yes.
Right? That's the
Yes.
beauty of it all. Like, you were experiencing something that you actually visualized with such clarity and depth that you thought this could actually help a million others out there.
Well, I mean, being a mom, taking a break is a very strong part, and it just doesn't do with just being a mom. As women, sometimes it's caregiving. We really, literally don't have a linear career trajectory. We actually meander, and there's nothing wrong with it. Because if you look at it, you're accumulating skills at every turn. You should know how to connect the dots in your own persona and career, basically.
Right. And that's what you guys are trying to help do.
Yes. I mean, as I said, nobody has all the answers. But I'm a firm believer that when some thoughts are planted in your head, you go, oh, I could do that. Like, yes, I have a design background, and right now I'm teaching yoga, but I could be creative about my yoga and make it different from all the other yoga studios out there. But you just have to put two and two together in your own life, basically.
So interesting.
And there's so much you can do now. I mean, I've been working in the workplace for 25 years now, and the way the options have evolved from the black and white to there are like a million shades of gray today on what you can do. You can blend this interest, that hobby, that knowledge, and work with other people and take it to a whole new level.
But then most of the people have no clue about it.
That is absolutely right.
Right? That is the reality. Correct?
And you're absolutely right. And in particular, women face this more, because especially if you make a motherhood choice, that takes over your life. Raising children is a full-time job. It's a demanding, it's an emotional job, and that does take away all your emotional and physical energy, and that's very important too. But at the same time, this is from our experience of having interacted with thousands of women at this point, is that when you decide to make the comeback to the career, you struggle a little bit more because you're years away. The workplace and technology and the entire range of options have changed. So what do you do now? Where do you start from? And I would strongly recommend, as Aditi said earlier, is that wherever possible, however possible, stay in touch with your area. You can't work, read about it. You have only limited time to read. Fall on a podcast, a TED talk to other women. I'm a mom. I talk to other moms. Sorry, I talk to other moms, and we talk about what's our school plans, where are we doing summer camp and all. But then I talk to a friend and say, oh my goodness, you're an HR expert, but I didn't know that you're a painter by night. And when you learn and you realize you've known this person for many years and you've never discovered a particular side of them because we don't talk about it.
Yes, I didn't know she was a painter too.
Wow. So
I didn't know.
You're a painter too.
I
hobby.
dabble, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. You know how I want to take this? To get more clarity.
Sure.
All right. Let's say that, for me, this is a new venture on Mana TV doing UVW, correct?
Yes.
It's a new show. So
And you're
now-
doing great.
Thank you. I would like that. I need a lot of encouragement right now, right? So we have an idea, right? I have an idea. I want to be able to bring it out onto the table and present it the way I want it. So this is a business venture for me in its own way, right?
Absolutely.
So what you would suggest as a plan for me? What would I need to do to get this publicity, get attention, all right, and presentation? There's so many things involved. Now you are the expert. So how about you just give me,
I'll take this first. Absolutely.
go.
Okay. Clarifying here, not an expert.
Yes.
But what I say or what we say is from our experience.
Correct.
So that's the perspective you get. So irrespective of you being a new entrepreneur or whether you're sitting at home, one thing that really, really, really is essential is networking. Which means sitting at home, you meet people. So it gives you a great idea, let me dress up and just go out. So there's Meetup. If you know what Meetup is, there's a Meetup. Meetup.com is a company where you can just log in and see people who are in a particular niche, who like, say, maybe they all like the cartoon character Richie Rich. So there's a Meetup on people who like Richie Rich, and you go and meet and you talk. So there's a Meetup on every issue out there. So take your passion, search up a Meetup on that and go and meet people.
I never knew about this.
So there must be a Meetup for media people.
Oh, there are plenty of them, yes.
So what I'm saying is, step out there. The thing with work, entrepreneurship, anything is, if you don't meet people, they don't know you exist. So whether you step out there, whether you reach out online, because there's enough, there's founder dating, there's just so many ways you can reach out to people.
Wow.
But it's difficult to understand them in isolation. You meet 3 people and somebody will give you an idea. Oh, you could also go onto this website. So the more you meet, the more you connect online, you get these ideas which you can manipulate towards your own business. So put yourself out there, basically.
Okay.
If you want to grow, put yourself out there.
That is amazing. So that's the first step.
Yes.
Yeah, just to get others know what you're doing.
Yes.
I think awareness is a very big part of it. I want to go back to your earlier statement and first of all say, I'm going to share a little secret here. And I was talking to Vani before we got started, and I think she brings a phenomenal quality to her work, is that she's very passionate about what she does. She really cares about it. And I think there can be no better starting point than, I love what I'm doing and let me take it to the next level. I mean, she's a professional. She's been in the media business for a long time. So she, of course, you understand the nuts and bolts of it very well. But to me, as an onlooker, it was very exciting because if you care about something you're doing, then you make me care too. And that comes through very well.
That's beautiful.
Having said that, absolutely, Vani, I would recommend awareness, spreading the word through, whether it's advertising, social media, talking to more people through either networking, in person or online, will make a huge difference in sharing what you do. Particularly because what you do is not so much necessarily all about you. It's about your work, about women, about the causes, about their stories that you share.
So true.
And again, that is something which is very attractive. The minute we start talking to somebody and it becomes about them, then they're very connected. Tell me more.
There's a connect already.
There is
right?
absolutely a connect.
There's so much we got to talk, but we'll just say that we will take a quick short break and be right back right here on Mana TV. This is UVW. Thank you so much for keeping it with us. Stay right here.